Hi, Kevin here. It's bitterly cold today, so for dinner tonight we're going to fix an Irish beef stew. Now, what makes this stew so uniquely wonderful is that it contains a little bit of honey, some strong black coffee, some stout dark beer. This is a 14.6 ounce can. And just a little bit of bittersweet chocolate. Sounds weird, right? But this stew is beyond delicious. Okay, I'll go over the ingredients as we use them. So the first ingredient is 5 strips of bacon, and you want to dice the bacon. Well, what I do is put the bacon in the freezer for about 30 minutes, just to make it really easy to cut. And then I just cut it into crosswise pieces like this. The pieces are about a 1/4 inch thick. All right. Then we're going to cook the bacon, and I'm going to use my electric skillet over here because I have a lot of surface area with the skillet. And I have this preheated to about 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, you can do this in a skillet on the stove top, of course. And it goes. And then I'm going to let the bacon cook just until it gets a little bit of color and it renders its fat. And when that happens, we'll come back. Well, while the bacon is cooking, let me show you the beef. So this is 2.5 pounds of stewing beef. And I've patted it dry with this flour sack cloth. You could use paper towels, of course. And then I'm going to salt the beef and pepper it. Okay. And then I'll be adding this to the skillet as soon as the bacon is done. All right, the bacon has some color on it and it has definitely rendered its fat. So now I'm going to transfer the bacon to a 5-quart Dutch oven. You could use, any large soup pot. All right. So now, back to the skillet. And I'm doing this in my skillet as opposed to browning everything in the Dutch oven because I have more surface area here. You, of course, could do everything right in your soup pot. So now, in goes the beef. Yeah, if I did this in my Dutch oven, I'd have to cook the beef in 2 batches. So with the wide skillet, I can do it in 1 batch. And then I'm going to cook let me adjust the camera here. Sorry about that. I'm going to cook the beef just until it gets brown on all sides, and that's going to take about 8 minutes. All right, the beef has nicely browned. And again, that was about 8 minutes in the skillet. So now into the pot it goes. And I forgot to tell you that I make this stew every year for St. Patrick's Day, and it's always a huge hit. Right. Yeah, so that was 2.5 pounds of stewing beef. Okay. Now, next up is the onions. So what I have here are 2 large onions that I diced. And there's still plenty of bacon fat in here, so I don't have to add any oil. And then I'm going to saute the onions. Sorry, you can't see. I'm going to saute the onions just until they soften. All right, the onions are done. That only took about 5 minutes, so I've transferred them to the pot. Now, I am going to add a little olive oil because the skillet is looking dry. Just a little glug of olive oil. Then, swirl that around. I'm going to add 4 carrots that I cut into, half-inch pieces. I cut these on the bias. I'm also going to add 3, not turnips, what are these? Parsnips, yes. 3 parsnips that I also cut on the bias into roughly half-inch pieces. These a quick stir. Move you up so you can see. Yeah, what we're doing really is caramelizing the carrots and the parsnips to bring out their sweetness. And this is going to take about 5 minutes on one side, and then I'll flip them over and let them caramelize for 5 minutes on the other side. All right, the carrots and parsnips have some nice color on them. They are sweetly caramelized, so now, as with everything else, throw them into the pot. And earlier I said that you could do all of the browning right in the Dutch oven or a soup pot, but that's not accurate. You really want to do all of this in a skillet. And then as you brown or soften the vegetables, just transfer them to the soup pot. Now, I'm going to take the easy route here and just pour. Okay, one little piece over here. All right, now we have to deglaze this skillet. So I'm going to use the beer. Let's hope this doesn't go flying all over. Nope. Good. Yeah, I'm not a beer drinker, but I do use beer in cooking from time to time. You might want to check out my recipe for crusty, rustic beer bread. Really delicious bread with a great fermented taste. It's almost like sourdough bread in that it's deeply fermented in flavor, but it's so much easier to make. And in fact, I make it in this Dutch oven. So I'll try to remember to put a link to that video in the description below. Okay, now I'm going to let this come to a simmer while I stir up all of the little stuck-on bits of meat and onion and carrot, because that's really where all the flavor is in those stuck-on bits. Okay, we're coming to a simmer, so now into the pot. I'm going to move this over here. There we go. Okay, now for this next part, I'm going to bring you over to the stovetop. All right, I have my Dutch oven over medium-high heat. And now I'm going to add 1/3 cup of strong brewed coffee. Yeah, the coffee is going to enhance the chocolate and the beer flavor in the stew. Also going to add roughly a teaspoon of honey, if I can get the lid off of here. And the honey, of course, is going to bring out the flavor of the caramelized vegetables. Yeah, so that's about a teaspoon. You don't have to be exact with the measurements here. Okay, then I'm going to add, let's see, I have 2.5 cups of beef stock here. You really just want to add enough stock to cover the ingredients. And that will be 2.5 cups in my case. And finally, the chocolate. And again, this is bittersweet chocolate. I'm only going to add 1 ounce of it. So that's 2 little squares of the chocolate. Just going to roughly break this up. Then I'm going to eat the rest of that chocolate bar off camera. Now, give this a quick stir. I can tell you the stew already smells amazing. Okay, and then there's one last ingredient, and that is thyme. Either a half teaspoon of dried thyme leaves or several sprigs of fresh thyme. And what I did was tie a cotton string around the sprigs of thyme just to make the stems easy to remove after the stew has finished. I'm just going to set this on top and then grab the lid. Now I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to lower the heat and let the stew simmer quietly until the meat is meltingly tender, and that's going to take 90 minutes to 2 hours. And when this is ready, we'll come back. All right, it's been about 90 minutes, so let's have a look. Oh, the smells just heavenly. Here, I'm going to send some of the aroma your way, okay? All right, now what I want to do is fish out the thyme. So again, I tied together with a cotton string to make it easy to remove. And then I want to thicken this sauce. So what I have here is some cornstarch, actually 1 heaping tablespoon of cornstarch. Where are you? Let me move you out a little bit. Then I mixed with, about 2 tablespoons of water. So 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons of water. And you just whisk that together, and then in it goes. I'm going to crank up the heat and just stir this gently, slowly and gently, and the cornstarch will thicken all of that sauce very quickly. Yeah, check this out. It's just the way I like it. All right, off goes the heat. Okay, and then I'm going to fix the rest of the meal, and then I'll show you what this looks like on the plates. All right, what I have here is some mashed potatoes, to which I added some fresh minced parsley, just for that nice hint of green. You might like to do the same thing for St. Patrick's Day. And then I'm going to serve the dinner in soup plates. mashed potatoes. And then what you do is make a well or a basin in the center of the mashed potatoes. Let me grab the stew. Here's the stew. You put that right into the basin. Oh, this looks so good. Then I'm going to give this a little shower of fresh parsley. That little sound you heard was someone posting a comment on my YouTube channel. I love to receive comments. Okay, now let me give you a close-up. All right, here's Mr. Fox's serving. Here is my serving. And here is the leftover stew, which we will be eating for probably several nights, and that's okay, because this is the kind of stew that only improves every time it's chilled and then reheated. And for dessert, I made another one of those pineapple upside down skillet cakes. This is what remains. I've already had, 2 pieces of it. All right, time for a taste. Bon appetit. Very, very tender. Oh, this is so good. Well, I hope you will give this glorious beef stew with beer and chocolate a try someday. You really don't taste the beer or the chocolate. They're just 2 magical layers of flavor in the stew. And I will post the link to the printable recipe in the description below. So please try this stew. It's wonderful for St. Patrick's Day or any day. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.